Hello, this is March Chadwick, the tool in the conceptual mass that we discussed last Tuesday. Alright, in the Revit directory, once you have downloaded the conceptual mass family, the template file to your directory hard drive, to a directory on your hard drive, it should look something similar to this with the Revit Library RAC 2010 Imperial Templates Conceptual Mass folder. You'll see this template file. It's called RFT file. Please open this one, and we can begin learning more about the conceptual mass environment. As we discussed in one of our courses, the conceptual side. So, if I hold down my Shift button, I can rotate around. I can also look at it in elevation. I can copy these levels up to different views and return to my 3D view. Let's go ahead and turn to this one. So I'm going to go ahead and try to draw that box that we drew last week, just as an overview. I'm going to draw it on the conceptual plane. As I hover over the plane, it highlights that, and I'm going to add those parameters that we actually. Before I draw the plane, I'm gonna actually add some reference lines, like reference planes, as we did last week. So I'm gonna just kind of quickly draw them in here. There's one. There's two. Let's see if I just are they parallel? No, that's not really parallel. Delete that. Actually, let's restrain. I'm just going to copy it, okay? Move it over here like this. And then I'm going to just give them some dimensions. Modify. Sorry. Create. Dimensions. Where do you add the dimensions? We have to go to level. I guess you have to create them. And the conceptual mass is a little different than the family tool. So just go ahead there. Go ahead there. All right. Now I'm going to select them. Select it and add a parameter. Add a parameter. Labeling this dimension. Why would it do that? Oh, because I have two dimensions. We'll over-constrain the stretch because I have two dimensions on there. Let's see. So I'm going to select the dimension we just drew and add a parameter. This one will be the width. Okay. It's going to be an instance parameter. We'll make it under the dimensions. Length right here. Say OK. Now let's draw some more reference planes. One here, one there, It's kind of like we're working in the family editor. It's just a little bit more kind of pumped up with the 3D views. So let's go ahead and create another aligned dimension there. Let's just move this one up a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and create the height, or no, not that, the length parameter. Cut length. Group it under dimensions. There's also a length here. Keep it an instance. Say OK. So you get length. You get width. Okay. You can control that here. Just this is also very important to do. Is flexing the parameter. So let's turn that to 30. Turn this on. It's pretty big. Turn that to 45. Hit apply. And as you see, our parameters are controlling those reference lines. Okay? So those reference, not lines, but reference planes are controlled by those parameters that we had set. Right? Now if I wanted them to be centered on this line here, we could move them first. Yeah. If I wanted them to be centered on this plane, this reference plane, those two reference planes are, I would want them to be centered on this reference plane. We could do that pretty easily by selecting that align dimension tool, touching there, touching there, touching there, clicking out in space so that the dimension grips, takes, and then you click this button. You see where it says equal? Click it there. It means that it will always be equal on that the dimension line. We don't lock it because it'll mean that it'll overconstrain the sketch when we adjust the types here. Okay, so like if we wanted to adjust the width here, we can go back to the types and type in, like, let's just go ahead and type in 30. Okay, hit apply. Okay, this will help us when we insert the object, and we'll always insert it on the 0, 0 point, which is right there. Okay, it's kind of helpful. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to align those dimensions. Well, actually, we're going to move it up here first. Take both of them, just grab them like that, and then just move it up here. So those guys are there. Now I'm going to hit align dimension. Grip that, click that, click that, and then clicking it in somewhere in space. And I'm going to hit that little equal button there, so that they are aligned to the center of that and the center of that. Now, if I adjust my types, you will see those reference planes are going to work just fine with and be centered on that line. It's 30. Let's just bump this up to 45 feet. Okay. Hit apply. See how they're all centered? It's kind of cool. And drawing. So let's just go ahead and draw an object here, there, that. And I want it to grip to those reference planes. Okay. So we will go to the modify align tool. Click there, snap, there, snap, there, snap that, there, snap that. You understand? Set lock, and then we will select the object and we will create form here. Now that's a 3D form now. We're going to control the height with another parameter. Okay? So let's go to the view, 3D view. Got that right one now. So it just actually automatically created that form. I'm actually going to hit Control Z and step back a bit so that you can see how the form is created. So once you select that box and draw the parameters and lock it to those lines, which we've done, then you just hit this button, Create Form, and it pops it into space. Now this is kind of cool in the conceptual maths, which you can't really do in the family stage. You can control the object here, which is kind of neat. Now, again, I'm going to zoom around and hit this types button so you can see how those parameters are again controlling that. Let's turn that to 50. Let's turn this to 100. Controlling this 3D object. Hit apply. Oh, now you notice there that the top lines are not attached to that object. That's not too hard to do. This is actually a reference plane here. See, plane. So this line is not attached to that reference plane. So we can do that by clicking the align tool. Click on that plane. Oh, actually, we want to click on this plane. So align to that plane, this plane, and then you want to lock it. Okay, it's in the conceptual mass tool. On that plane, this plane, and then lock it. So now it should work. Whenever we change those objects, you see that did the same thing. So let's do